Hey, what's up everybody? This is Jordan from roadtofulltime.com, and for this particular video, I'm going to classify this as a vlog, but it's really not going to be a vlog. It's kind of just a Q&A thing, but I really want to have more than one blog out there, so this one's going to be vlog number 2. And for this one, I'm going to talk about some questions that I've gotten because I haven't done a Q&A episode in a very, very long time, so I wanted to go ahead and go over a bunch of the questions that came in. This could be technically considered a podcast, but I'm not going to go ahead and release it as a podcast. It's just going to be a YouTube video from me to you and answering some of the questions that came in. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. So the first one is going to be from a Ashley S, I guess an Ashley Smith or something. Didn't give her last name. But Ashley says, if you could photograph one style of photography other than real estate, what type of photography would it be? So if I could only do one other style of photography besides real estate, it would probably have to be food photography. And I know I've said this before, but for one of my goals this year is actually to do food photography. I want to start doing some of that as a side thing. Nothing major, maybe just a couple shots, but really concentrate on those particular shots. I think that would be really, really fun to do. It just interests me because there's so many things that you could do with food photography. You can stage it a certain way. You could have many different styles of food that you can photograph. You can take like a rustic spin on burgers, or you can take like a really elegant spin on burgers. There's just a lot of things you can do. So I think if there was any other type of photography I would do, it would probably have to be food because it's so versatile. You could do all kinds of stuff with it. So that one is that question there. So thank you, Ashley, for that question. This next one is going to be from a Russell. No last name, just a Russell. That's what I can get from the email because a lot of these are emailed in. So Russell says, when you're editing your photos, what do you normally do in the background? Do you have music playing? Do you have videos playing? Do you watch TV? Or is it silent? It's kind of a weird question, but overall what I usually do is actually watch YouTube videos. It kind of just depends. I kind of go down that rabbit hole of various YouTube videos. When I find that gets to be kind of distracting, because when you're watching a video, you have a video come up and then there's an ad playing and then you want to skip the ad because you don't want to watch the ad. You have all that playing and it can kind of be distracting because you're constantly looking over and not paying attention to the photo. So sometimes I'll do that, and sometimes I'll listen to music, but most of the time it's actually just YouTube videos playing in the background, especially if it's more vlog videos or more tutorial videos. Sometimes I actually do watch tutorial videos while I'm editing, not related to what I'm editing, but just to, I wanted to learn how to do that technique, and then I'll watch that video in the background, and I'll probably have to watch the video 4 or 5 times to get the concept of the video. But that's pretty much what I do. Sometimes it's music, but most of the time it's actually YouTube videos. Okay, so the next question, this is from an email that I don't know how to say because it's a bunch of jumbled up letters, so I'm not going to worry about that. But this person asked, what camera do you shoot your vlogs on and your podcast on? So this particular camera that I'm recording this on right now, this is a Canon Rebel T3i, and the only reason I got this particular camera is because it's the first one that had the little flippy screen. I had a T2i a long time ago that I sold, and when I got my new camera, so I bought this one. It's a used T3i, works perfectly, and the only reason I like it is because of the little flippy screen thing. So that's the only reason I got that particular camera. When I'm kind of going out and recording the other vlogs of going into homes and all that kind of stuff, that's usually with my little GoPro. This little bendy guy right here. It's got the little bendy tripod. I can kind of put it anywhere I want to. Little GoPro session here. The quality is not perfect by any means for this particular camera, but it's very small, very easy to travel with. So it kind of helps with that way. Plus I can put it on top of the hot shoe on my camera to get a first person view. So that's kind of what I record there. Sometimes I might record with my cell phone. It just depends. Whatever camera I have with me, it doesn't really matter. I just record with whatever I have, and it works pretty much perfect most of the time. So thank you to the jumbled up number of letters in your email for your question. All right, so this next one is from a Dan Davidson, something like that. I'm trying to read these names through the email, and this person didn't particularly leave a signature line at the bottom, so I don't know what the particular name is, but It's got Dan Davidson in the email, so I'm assuming that's who it is. So this one is all about drones here, and it says, what app do you use to see where you can fly your drone legally? So there's a bunch of different apps out there when it comes to flying and where you can fly and all that kind of stuff. I used to use Hover, which is a really great app. It's a perfect app for the person who's not a commercial use pilot because it does give you all the airports in the area. It shows you the 5-mile radius of where you can and cannot fly. And it gives you wind advisories, and you can create a flight log, gives you kind of drone news and stuff like that. It's a great app for that. It's perfect for just a simple app. But the one that I have been using now is AirMap. A lot of people have actually heard AirMap. But it's an app called AirMap, and you can actually toggle on for commercial use, for the Part 107 commercial use, and you can do it for the recreational use. So if you have recreational use enabled on that app, then it'll give you the 5-mile radius and say where you can and cannot fly. If you switch to the Part 107, then it will show you where you can and cannot fly, and you're going to actually see the map change depending on your certification. So if you have a Part 107, you can actually fly in more areas than you would if you were a recreational pilot. You do have to learn the map space, the airspace, to see where you can and cannot fly and what elevation you can go up to. But for the most part, it's a really great app to use for that. Very simple to use. You can actually draw out a flight plan if you want to, and kind of zoom in, really pinch and zoom in to the location and see where the advisories are, and it's a really great app. The only thing that I don't like about it, which Hover does, is give you the wind advisory, so you can quickly pull it up and see how gusty the wind is. But most of the time, if you're flying a drone and you go outside and you're getting pushed over by wind, you know it's obviously too windy to fly. So that's a really good app to use. Okay, so the last one we're going to go over is another app question, and this one is from a Sam something. Sam says, what do you use to record your audio when you're on the go? When I talked earlier about the camera, I usually just use the the onboard camera on the GoPro if I'm going somewhere. But if I'm not going somewhere and I'm like right now, I have a little lapel mic right here. That's actually feeding into an iPhone, a broken iPhone. I think I've talked about that before, where it's a broken iPhone that works perfectly, but the screen is broken. So I actually use that microphone or that iPhone as a mic pack. So I have an app that's downloaded, and it's called the Road Reporter app. It's a really simple app. It's meant for, you know, those people that want to get little quips from somebody. So they'll open the app, just hit the big red button, and they'll hold it up to somebody's face just like this, and they'll ask them to, you know, kind of get a statement from them or something like that, a reporter basically. So it's a really great app. You basically just plug your phone into it, or your mic pack into it, or mic, or whatever it is. You plug all that into it, hit the big red button, which you can actually see here. You can see it actually kind of responding to my voice there. You just hit this big red button, and it automatically starts recording. Hit it again to stop it, and then you're done. And then you can just export it or AirPlay it or something like that. And it actually records pretty decent audio, especially if you have a Rode mic, which is what this is. It's pretty decent. You do have to do a little bit of mic editing or audio editing, but for the most part, it's pretty decent. So that's what I usually record if I'm doing something like this. I also have the mic in the background, you can see right there. And that is the main mic that I use if I'm sitting down at my desk and recording a podcast where I'm not recording on here, or I'm recording a YouTube video or something like that, something that I want a lot more higher quality audio, I'll use that mic back there. And that's, I think I've talked about that before on the podcasting episode that I did, and you can see more information about that mic right there. So I'm going to end it there. That was a quick Q&A thing that I wanted to get done because I've got a lot more emails that have come in, and I'll probably do another one of these again. But again, this is just a small vlog-ish sort of thing to where I just wanted to go over some questions that came in. So thank you guys for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.